Hey, YTPC. So, I've been following a bunch of you guys and decided to pull the trigger and start my own channel. So I'm going to be going under the moniker the Southwest Piper. So, a little housekeeping before I proceed. Smoking some Pembroke in this La Roca Dulce. I believe this is like a bent Rhodesian. Not sure. Smokes good. Nice fat bowl. So I guess this will be my official introduction. And I guess I'll share a little bit uh, how I got into pipe smoking, um, where I'm at with it, and I guess just some general commentary about what I hope to do with my channel. Um, so yeah, couple folks I want to give a nod to, who really, when I was getting into pipe smoking, really kind of yeah, when I was getting into pipe smoking, they really kind of their videos helped me out quite a bit. I'm gonna have to figure out this whole talking and smoking thing. Um, yeah, so those people, Unicorn Piper, Ben, um, on many levels, not just pipe smoking, but just kind of general life philosophy things, has been really inspiring for me. Um, Derek Tant, just a really awesome, full of life guy. I love watching his videos. I love his Instagram. When I can catch him doing the YouTube live, it's always fun to chime in. And the Pipe Professor, I mean, in so many ways, he's a guy who I don't know, makes me crave a simpler way of living. And not saying that that's what he's striving for, but I think it's just his appreciation for, the art of tobacco pipes and the culture, just makes me feel like I could slow down just a little bit more. All right, so how did I get into tobacco pipes? So my father wasn't a tobacco pipe guy. I believe he smoked cigarettes before I was born, but when I was born, that was no longer part of like his one of his vices. Um, my grandfather, as far as I know, was not a tobacco guy. I mean, not a pipe guy. He was cigarettes. Matter of fact, I think everybody in my family smoked cigarettes at one point, including myself. Um, but I think it was around 2009, I decided to go back to school, work towards college, and I was taking some undergraduate coursework, and I was taking a literature course, and the title of this course was simply put, Tolkien. And I think it's better to classify this class as a Tolkien fan club, not a literature course, which was fine, completely fine. But we got into all things Tolkien. And of course, one of his main loves in life was the pipe. And, I did a little bit of research and I pulled the trigger on a basket briar. I think it was from Pipes and Cigars back then, and little starter kit, little briar pipe, straight briar pipe. And first tobacco I ever had was from a place. There's a few of them around, maybe not so much anymore, but a place called the Tinderbox. And it was one of like their house aromatic blends, and I was into it. So I piped maybe for about a year, and then I just kind of, I don't want to say I lost interest, but I think I just lost time to do it. Took a long break, and then about a year ago, year and a half or so, decided to take it back up. And before I've been slowly getting back into it. I think I've got maybe 10 tins in what you would call my cellar. I've got jars. I'm really just kind of exploring. I tend to lean towards Virginia's. I like the flake. I like Englishes, but there was like a couple of months where I don't know if I was just smoking a lot of English blends, and I just really kind of developed a off taste for them. But obviously, my taste for Englishes has come back. But yeah, that's more or less how I got into it. It was that Tolkien class, and I think more so when I got into it that first time, I really recognized with Tolkien, when you take up the pipe, life tends to slow down just a little bit. And that's really what I needed at the time. needed a little bit of time to reflect. A lot was going on for me at the time. And was just going 1,000 miles an hour. And at the time I was living in California. So in California there's really only two speeds, stop and go. And it seemed like I was in non-stop go. So anyway, that's how I got into it. Currently I've got 8 pipes total, 5 briar pipes, actually 4 briar pipes, 3 cobs, and I've got 1 olive wood poker that is ginormous. Love it, but the stem broke. I've been meaning to contact the pipe maker because they said they will send me a replacement stem. Just haven't gotten around to it, but would like to get that one fixed because it was a small gift from my wonderful wife and son as a Father's Day gift, so I want to get that fixed. So, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited because today, actually I want to say, and I want to get into this a little bit in just a second. This has to do with something I saw Ben, the unicorn piper, post, and I think it was in response to Brian Dorn. Apologize if I mispronounce anybody's names. It's not my intention to mess up your names. But I want to get into holiday traditions just a little bit. So, yeah, so this is what I'm excited about. Sorry, I blanked for just a second there. Getting a little sleepy. Today I pulled the trigger and ordered myself 2 new pipes, both Peterson pipes. One's from the Dublin series, and I think the other one is from the Iran. I think that's how you pronounce it, the Iran series. Quick shout out to the pipe professor, because before I ordered those pipes, he had just posted a picture on Instagram of a new Peterson pipe that he ordered. So I reached out to him and said, I've never owned a Peterson. I don't know the first thing about how to go where I should be directed. I didn't even give him any kind of preferences. He just gave me a really good list of Peterson pipes to check out. And so that's how I made my 2 selections. So as I get those, I'll do another video of an unboxing video for you for those. So, real quick, I recently, like I said, my tobacco collection is pretty small. I've only been at this for maybe a year and a half, and I've been slowly getting into it. But on Saturday, 2 weeks ago, this Saturday, my wife and I welcomed our second child into the world. And as a little bit of a treat to myself, called up my father-in-law. We went across town to our local brick and mortar, and just wanted to buy a cigar, and it's a way to just celebrate the birth of our new child. But of course, I couldn't pass by the cabinet that has all the pipe tobacco in it, so I go over there. And what do you know it? Esoterica. Heard about it, watched videos of you guys smoking it, never been able to find it. Too anxious, embarrassed to contact anybody about it. So I picked up a few tins. Pembroke was one of them. And I gotta say, it's creamy, it's nutty, smoky. Feel like it's missing something a little bit. Every now and again I get the sweetness from the cognac, but I feel like it's missing a little bit of depth. Not sure what it could use, but I don't know. That's just my take on it. But anyway, so I ordered those 2 new pipes from my 2 new Peterson pipes that are coming. I also ordered 4 different, what I would call holiday blend tobaccos. I was always a person that would say, aromatics not for me. And then this last month or so, been really liking the idea of having some sweet spice tobaccos in my, in a jar, ready to go during the month of December. I'm coming from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and so it can get pretty chilly. It's not frozen weather, but it can get chilly. This morning, I headed out to go teach a class, and it was 26 degrees when I started up the truck. Pretty chilly. And I would like the idea of having some nice, sweet, spicy kind of comfort tobaccos during the month of December for the holidays, So I ordered some of those. So here's what I want to get to in terms of tradition. This year I decided that I was going to buy myself a couple of pipes to really create that feeling of warmth and comfort through the month of December, leading into the holidays. And I told my family that I didn't want any gifts. I want all the gifts to go towards our 2 sons now, and of course my wife. She deserves the biggest, best gift. But I just don't want that kind of attention this year. Not sure if you'd call that a tradition, but it's something I want to embrace and kind of foster with the years to come. One tradition that we do have that we started last year is me and the family will load up the truck early morning on the first weekend in December, and we drive about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes north in New Mexico, where you can get a Christmas tree permit. And we make a stop and we get some hot chocolate or some coffee. We get our permits at the ranger station, and then we drive another 30 minutes down some fire roads where they have permitted Christmas tree cutting. And we go out there with the handsaw and we bring back our own family Christmas tree. Last year was the first year we did that. But I really enjoyed it. Really felt fulfilling, not in cutting down a tree, but the time spent with family, my family, Christmas songs in the truck, coming home, setting up the tree in the cold weather, and putting the lights up. It was really a fulfilling holiday experience for me. So I want to keep that going. All right, so I'm going to try to close this out. Well, I got to say, I'm a little bit nervous about filming myself. I'm not a very outwardly expressive person. I typically live up here and in here. A lot of conversation goes on in here, so this makes me a little uncomfortable. But I know that the YTPC is a very loving, generous, and supportive community, and that's why I decided to put my introduction video out there. And so as far as content for my my channel, well guys, I'm a storyteller. In fact, I have a degree in storytelling, specifically in poetry writing. And so I think from time to time while I'm smoking a pipe, I'll tell you guys some stories about how I got here, where I'm at. I'd also like it to be a means to communicate with all of you fine people. So I'm sure it'll evolve as I move along, but that's where I'm at. If you guys have suggestions for pipes I should check out, pipe makers, tobaccos I should try, feel free to message me, leave comments, links. One person that I just discovered this week that has been an amazing find in the community is Michel Baruch. He did a video on brick and mortar shops and like the really important house blends you can get from some of these brick and mortars. And I was like, you know what? Like I go into my brick and mortar every now and again, and I really should do that a lot more. Yeah. So, the Southwest Piper, signing off.